Don't run.
Hello, kitty.
Hello there. This is not Africa. We are back in Canada and getting ready to travel again. But I thought I'd just do a short episode about our last trip, just summarizing everything, giving you some highlights, and also the itinerary for Southern Africa that we did in case you're looking to do something similar for yourself. It was a great trip overall. It was one of our favorites, certainly one of Wanda's favorites. I wouldn't necessarily put it in my top 10. We had been on the African continent before, but only in the north. So Egypt and Morocco. So we did see desert Africa before, but we hadn't really seen wildlife Africa before. So we were really looking forward to seeing all of the animals, and I think we did that pretty successfully. There are a lot of places, of course, we could have gone in Africa for wildlife viewing. One place we considered was Tanzania, which would probably be the best safaris through the Serengeti, the Ngorongoro crater, and then also maybe going to Zanzibar for a beach vacation afterwards. So that's definitely on the list for the future. Another country I'd really like to go to in Africa is Ethiopia. Not so much for wildlife, but for ancient Christian culture and religion. The churches carved down into the ground, into the solid rock, and the mountains with all the baboons. It looks amazing. So that's another future trip, hopefully. But for this trip, we chose to mostly focus on South Africa, and mostly on western South Africa, for a lot of reasons. So we definitely wanted to see Cape Town, South Africa, because it looked like a really beautiful city, and it is, with a lot to do. The penguin colony in the south. It does take a while to get to Cape Town from Canada, from Toronto. It had 2 long flights with a stopover in Europe. And once we got there, we just hit the road, picked up our rental car, and headed down to Boulders Beach, just south of Cape Town, so that we could see the penguins, and we spent a couple of nights here.
Literally the windiest day I think we could have picked here. I don't even know if you're going to be able to hear my voice over this wind. But wow, look at all the penguins behind. Oh, they're so cute.
After the penguins, we went on a little trip over to the southwesternmost point of Africa, Cape of Good Hope. You could easily do both of these things, by the way, just from a day trip from Cape Town, either on your own with a rental car, or there are many tours available.
Oh, look at the little babies. They're just playing. Little babies. And there's another thing. Slow down.
Get out and see if you can kiss one.
I'm not kissing a baboon's butt. No kissy kissies. This guy's getting a grooming job.
So crazy, crazy windy. We are at Cape of Good Hope, southwesternmost point of Africa, of the whole continent. And it's really early, but it's actually hard to stand. It's early, but there's a lot of people here. We're not going to climb up or anything. It's really windy, but just have a quick look around. Wow, incredibly windy. So we did our whole trip solo, by ourselves. Didn't go with a group or anything. No reason to, really. A lot of it was self-driving through South Africa, which I would recommend, although it can be a little nerve-wracking driving in another country, especially on the wrong side of the road, wrong side of the car. But it was the only way we were going to get around. Driving along the south coast of South Africa is usually supposed to be very scenic. So we've come to Mussel Bay, and it was perfectly clear the whole way here. But as soon as we got here, it's all completely in fog. So hopefully it'll clear up, because we're supposed to be doing a little trail here with a lighthouse.
Well, we made it. As you can see behind me, and when I turn the camera around in front, it's still very windy here. But I'm just going to angle this up. I will go out of view, and you can see how it's cleared up. And there is the lighthouse. It's like literally within a minute to 2 minutes, it's completely cleared up. Mike has made his way up there. I unfortunately am wearing the wrong shoes. Typical, my bad. So here you can see how clear the sky is. And you can see that shelf of cloud right there in the middle of the screen, just moving out over the ocean. But right here, it has cleared up.
Welcome to Jumanji! There are lots of interesting places that you can visit along the garden route, including Knysna Elephant Park. Why not come and feed some elephants?
So the other piece, you place it on the flat arm like this. Then you stretch your arm.
Yeah, let's go with the food here, eh? And it is a pretty coastline. Really great beaches, too.
Good morning. Today's adventure is the Cango Caves behind us.
If you like exploring caves, Cango Caves is the largest cave system in all of Africa. And I think it's the second biggest cave we've ever been in. The largest was in Vietnam, but it is certainly impressive. It doesn't really look real. It looks like something Disney created here. There is a lot of wildlife and glamping safaris and things which we didn't really know about. But once we found out about that, it just seemed like a more logical choice to do our safaris there. For one reason, that the temperature would be better. You're going to Tanzania, for example, you're really close to the equator. So I would think it'd be really hot riding around in the open air vehicles. And South Africa did have some really great safaris. If you wanted to do really wild safaris, like animals living completely wild, you'd have to go to eastern South Africa, to the Kruger or somewhere close to the Kruger. The safaris that we were on were in the Western Cape, and anywhere you go in the Western Cape, they have huge game reserves. So the animals are living mostly wild. I'm sure they think they're living wild, but they are managed to some small degree. Truly wild experience, you'd have to go to Kruger or to another country. But we saw a lot of animals, and it was a lot of fun, for sure. And the accommodations were great. The safari camp we went to was called Buffelsdrift. Very, very comfortable. All the amenities. And I think it's truly spoiled us for glamping. We can't come back here to Canada and go glamping. In fact, we tried to a few weeks ago. We tried to go glamping at a place just outside Algonquin Park. And it was nothing special. In fact, it was just a mattress in a tent. That's not glamping to us anymore. We need the 5-star restaurant attached, and the pool and hot tub and things like that. And wildlife walking right by our tent. I'm joking. Excellent picture.
Safari! So I'm firstly going to talk about the zebra, and then I'm going to move to the buffaloes in between.
Oh boy. You should also check out Cango Ostrich Farms and go and feed the cute little ostriches.
No, I can't. Okay, buck it down, keep it close to you, move back, yes. Okay, just want the food, nothing else, yes.
I mean, it's worth coming just for this, people.
Step forward, there you go. Good. Anyone else?
That's the weirdest thing.
You good, sir?
We also went around and visited many wineries when we were there. And South African wine is fantastic. We don't get that many choices here in Ontario for South African wine, but it was fun to try them all. And the wine was every bit as good as the food. And so were the pairings that the wineries put on for food and wine. Welcome to Cape Town, South Africa. This area is called the waterfront. It's not like the whole waterfront. It's just an area called the waterfront, which is on the waterfront, which has all kinds of restaurants and hotels and bars and places to shop and everything. And I'm just going to wander around for a while and film a bit while Wanda shops away. It really is one of the prettiest cities in the world. I would rank it probably second only to Rio de Janeiro. And if you come here, one thing you definitely have to do is go up and get the scenic views from Table Mountain. Be nice. It's a huge city. I think it's about 5 million people. And that's Lion's Head there. I want to climb that on another day, hopefully when it's a bit cooler. I am looking for the trail down, but there are no directions up here. I was just sent in this direction. And I'm going to try to walk down. They say it takes about 2.5 hours. It's 4 o'clock now. But no, this is definitely the trail down. It's supposed to take 2.5 hours and kill my knees, but we will find out. So yeah, right off the bat, it's no joke. Like, these aren't just steps. It's a serious trail, there's no doubt about it. I would really like my hiking poles. That would help a great deal. Hope I don't break the camera. If you are doing this from someone that's done a lot of hiking, I've just in running shoes and they're slipping all over the place. Bring hiking boots would be my recommendation. And honestly, for going down, I could really use hiking poles right now. There's no doubt about it. Everyone was saying that this is actually easier to walk up, and I'm starting to agree, just because these rocks are so slippery. I think the biggest surprise for South Africa, for me, was the food. I was not prepared for the food. It was amazing. Everywhere we went, the food was amazing. You couldn't get a bad meal if you wanted to, and you didn't have to spend a lot of money. In fact, the meals were about a half and maybe even a third the price of what you would pay for something similar here in Canada. All of the food was great, especially the mussels. I don't know what was making the mussels so great all over South Africa, but everywhere we went, the mussels were amazing. I'd love to know what kind of spices they're using. There was one place in particular in a food court mall in Sea Point. I'll put the name up and maybe you can try to find it. They did very little. They had a few preparations of mussels and a few preparations of oysters, and that's it. And that's all you need to be a success, frankly. You don't need to make 100 different things in your restaurant. You don't have to, and you shouldn't, try to make more than one cuisine. If you just find something that you're really good at and make that, and you'll be a success. It was the best mussels I've ever had. The other thing we really wanted to see on this trip was Victoria Falls. So after Cape Town, we took a short flight to Zimbabwe, to Victoria Falls, and stayed on the Zimbabwe side. You can easily see Victoria Falls from both countries, Zimbabwe and Zambia, while you're there, which we did, but I would say that the views are more spectacular on the Zimbabwe side.
Hey guys, we are here at Victoria Falls. We've just started our trek. There's 18 sites to be seen. We're only at number 2. There's so many photographic opportunities here. It's absolutely amazing. It's breathtaking. Highly recommend. And we've only seen 2 of the locations so far, 2 areas of the falls. Number 13 and 15 are supposed to be the most amazing, where we're going to get soaked, which I'm actually kind of looking forward to. It's going to be a great day. It's a small group. There's just 4 of us. There's 2 brothers that have joined us. One is from Cincinnati and the other is from Phoenix, Arizona. Sorry about that, the camera just fell. So the guys from Phoenix, Arizona, and of course our guide, Mike and I, so it's been great just having the 4 of us. Everyone here in the group, the 4 of us, are huge photography fans, so the tour is probably going to take a little bit longer because everyone's taking a million photographs, which I'm okay with. But stay with us because we've just started and the day is going to be amazing.
So beautiful. So incredible. Oh my God, I'm in love. Well, was it worth it? I think so. Look at this. Wowza. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that, folks.
But honestly, the biggest highlight of the entire trip was a safari that we did into Botswana, into Chobe National Park. So that was our Africa trip. Hope you enjoyed it. We're getting ready to travel again soon. So stick with us. Our next trip is going to be from a different continent. I'm not going to tell you just yet. That's going to be our short trip for the year, and then we've got an extremely long trip for the winter, which is probably our most challenging trip to date. And the most adventurous trip to date. And I'm including Antarctica in that too. This is assuming we can get all the permits and everything to go. We're just working on that now. But stay tuned for that because it's going to be quite amazing and very challenging, especially for me doing the trekking portion. Can't wait.